now it's time to exercise the balance, but not any balance. We've exercised the balance in the first episode, one kind of balance, on a very easy surface. Now we have this section with the slight uphill, and I'm gonna exercise my balance on a downhill, on the uphill with very low speed. I'm gonna exercise also turning in this uphill, the uphill turning. First I will give it a try with this light uphill with this surface over here, and then I'm gonna move progressively to a more difficult section. In the same time, I'm gonna ride to these hills and try to somehow keep my balance and try to see how much power I need to climb those light hills. How much power do I need for the bike in order for the bike to climb those hills? Unfortunately, you see what's happening here, man. No one takes care about the environment. You see plastics all over the place. Alright, we're gonna start and try to find our balance through this small uphill. Just keep in mind, I'm not a professional, I'm just a casual rider. I'm trying to learn basic skills. I will have the standing position in order to, balance the bike. I will even try to stop the bike. So I would like to stop the bike and stay a little bit there for a moment to see if I can do it. If I can do it. I'm in the first gear, but I will really love to stop the bike. I'm gonna action also the front and the rear brake, but at some point I need to put my feet down. So this is a very good exercise in my opinion. I will also try to climb and keep the balance. Try to ride as slow as possible. You see how difficult it is to keep the balance. This is a very, very good exercise, and I think it's one of the first exercises which I need to make. You keep it from the acceleration, and all right. I want to see what types of angles do I need in order to keep my bike steady at very low speed. I'm using 2 fingers for the clutch, 2 fingers for the brake, for the front brake. So I try to ride as low as possible and even stop. For example, I would like to stop here, but this exercise is for later on, climbing or twisting. The exercise of turning in the hill will be on the next episode. Now I try to balance my downhill, for example. I would like, for example, maybe there is a difficult section. I need to pass it very slowly, and here I'm using both front and rear brake. The rear brake is to align the bike, to keep the bike steady, and the front will stop you. Rear for controlling the bike, for putting the bike in a line, but the front will stop. And this is the slight downhill. Let's try to keep our balance here. Maybe I can even stop. Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, and you lose a lot of energy actually by doing this. But it's very, very important. I think it's very important to keep the balance. I can see I'm playing with the front wheel by twisting it left and right to somehow gain this balance I'm very happy. Sometimes I have 1 second. I managed to have 1 second of stopping the bike, and this is very satisfying. It's like you're a stuntman. You can imagine, you can appreciate more and more the stuntmans which are doing those kind of tricks. But we are not stuntmen, we're just casual riders. We need to learn these basics. Check it out, we have barely 1-2 kilometers per hour. We are riding at a step end. Okay, I'm stopped. Can I stop in this uphill? All right. Oh, okay. Whew. Oh man, it becomes more and more exhausting depending on your stamina. So yeah, you need to practice this. Okay, now let's go uphill and try the same. Let's see how it is on his road. Okay, now maybe it will be easier, but now on uphill you need to work with the gravity here. You need to work with the gravity, otherwise you risk to go down. So yeah, gravity is very important in this case, but still you can control it. You can go very slow. All right, I managed to maintain a very low speed. Ah, shit, no, I was expecting that. You need a certain power in order to gain okay, now we're done. Let's try to be as slow as possible. Okay. Oh, again. Yeah, so the bike will stall while playing with the clutch. It's not an easy job. That's why you need practice, man. That's why you need to go to your hometown and try to practice and keep the acceleration. Actually, you need to play also with the acceleration, the clutch. We have different surfaces. You need to play with the clutch and maintain your balance. Oh, as soon as you get to that sweet spot with the clutch and the acceleration, there you need to control it. Let's try one more time. In the downhill it's a little bit easier because the gravity helps you. Actually, you don't need to you disengage the clutch. You're using only the, let's say, the bike as it is, and you keep it just in case you need to push it to climb back. So on downhill there is no problem whatsoever, keeping a very low speed. If you control it with a rear brake, it becomes much easier. You see, controlling and braking with the rear just to balance yourself, it's much better. Because let's say if you press too much the front brake, you can actually slip depending on the surface you're riding. Therefore, at very low speeds, you can control the bike and make it balanced with the rear. Again, I'm not a trainer, I'm just a casual rider. I just want to learn how to ride off-road and try to develop some skills in order to make my life easier on my trips. Check it out. You can use here the gravity very easy, and can actually, you must be very careful on the surface you're in, because otherwise you could have a slope, or you could have even a pothole, and you could go down completely if you don't have ground to support your leg. All right, so how do I learn this? How do I learn these techniques? First, I watch YouTube videos of professionals. I watch other trainers. I watch a lot of videos. I speak with my friends, and I try to develop afterwards. I'm also gonna participate to some courses, but I have to decide. Until then, I'm trying to learn by myself. I strongly believe that in learning by doing it, in practice, and this will help me. All right, so downhill I think it's a little bit better, and yeah, I can control it, but this doesn't mean that if you're downhill you cannot stall the bike. I need to rest. First of all, just as a feedback, where this stamina goes, or where do you lose your powers? First of all, the hands. You don't need to put too much pressure on the hands. That's why it's very important, the riding position. It's very important to tie up the bike with your legs and try to leave the hands more free, so to speak. Leave the hands, give to the hands more freedom, because if you're staying too tied up to the handlebar, then if you're staying too tied up to the handlebar, then it will be a pain. You put too much pressure on your hands and you get exhausted very fast. That's why in the first episode, the riding position, not only in the first episode but in all episodes, the riding position, I need to readjust it, and telling myself that a very good riding position will help me. You know, when you achieve a speed of 0, so to speak, then it will be, you know, you need to be very gentle with the acceleration. On the Honda Transalp, I must say, the acceleration from this first gear, it's okay, but it would have been even better to have a more gentle acceleration in this type. I think it's gentle, but I think it could have been even more gentle than this one. Okay. But no, you can do it. It's just an excuse. All right, we are on this hill. Let's try to climb back and see how can we do it. You know, some riders just leave the bike on its engine rotation and on this engine idle, but I don't think the bike will actually go uphill on this engine idle. It will stall eventually. Now let's ride the... Okay, you need power for the uphill. You need some power, and you need to put some power to the rear wheel. You need traction for the rear wheel. You need power in order to climb, because the gravity, man, it's gravity, you know. And you see what happens if you somehow reduce to 0 your speed. You really need a lot of technique to not stall the bike, and then you need some momentum in order to take off. Some will say that maybe you gonna use the clutch, or you gonna, let's say, put too much pressure on the clutch and eventually the clutch will break. But this will never happen at low speeds. At higher speeds, yes, you can damage the clutch if you slip it too much. So if you slip the clutch at very low speeds, you don't risk anything. This is what I also saw on another video, on another YouTube video, because it was a discussion. Man, I'm slipping the clutch off-road quite a lot. I'm slipping the clutch, I'm gonna destroy the clutch. But yeah, it's a matter of speed. It's a matter of at what speed do you actually use the clutch. I would like to explain more in detail how do I make it, or how do I make this so-called training by myself. First, I watch and speak with the experts, speak with the professionals, watch YouTube videos made by professionals, speak with my friends, gather a lot of information from the professionals first of all, and then implement them and practice them in my playground. let's say I'm participating to a course, to a riding course, off-road course. You never ever have the chance to take the time as much as you like to really practice a skill. For example, this skill of balance your bike. How much time do you think you're gonna have on these training courses? How much time do you think the instructor will give you in order to fulfill and to complete this skill somehow? So I would say, if you're on a trip with your friends, take your time. Don't go where your skills will not be able to cover the road. Take your time and practice, because you can use your time on the trips not only by making the trip, but by having a practice like this one, where you control the bike. No instructor will give you one day only for that. So I'm taking one day only for this skill to make it, and to make it more manageable, and to really put it to the next level. So I take my time, and this you can do also. Take your time and use it in your favor. Try to learn by yourself, and you can see now I'm at a second trip, so to speak, and I'm more and more confident. Somehow I can feel that I'm doing it. It's done by itself. You see, this stopping and accelerating, I have the feeling that it's done much better, much better. This is my feeling from my casual rider perspective. I'm not an instructor, I'm not a professional rider. On the opposite, I'm a total beginner. But when you practice, man, it's impossible not having results. When you practice and practice, no matter how unskilled you are, no matter how you think, no matter how unskilled you think you are, it's impossible not to develop at least some skills, you know. So check it out. I'm in this grass, and I'm feeling quite comfortable with 2 kilometers per hour, even stopping, and try to keep my balance with the front wheel turning left and right. Why not? I can put my feet down for resting and then continue stopping, continuing, stopping, and do it over and over and over and over again until you get it right. So why not trying? Do it, practice, and let's go up on this beautiful oh, woo, I love it. All right, so keeping the balance in that type of surface, on some grass and maybe some light soil, could not be a challenge. But next time we're gonna give it a try. How is it actually to keep your balance on a gravel, on a deep gravel, on some mud, potholes? You know, it's very important to approach all the type of surfaces, all the type of possible riding surfaces, in order to know what to do, to know how to react, to know your bike, to know exactly, or to know what to expect from you as a rider and from the bike.